for a higher juicy news. Mima Obibia Aquaba, latest hot and one Aremeyaw bro. Now, Sana is something in a bebaro. So we now subscribe, ya, Bomodia say over subscribe. Now, while I give video, don't give us a thumbs up, not fee, share now, or for now, when you be here now, and someone echoes, ewo Ghana memohano. I feel you share a year and someone abeto yeponoso. Inti a year, some come a year, Sansamoya, Babitu, Moma Inti, their echoes, Inti Zemono.
So it breeds a lot of suspicions. But really, he has to be investigated, and so he's not guilty before the law until proven.
You see, these are the semantics. I can understand Adam's position as a colleague in Parliament. He has stated his position. I don't have any problem with it, but I have a problem with the MP and a problem with all those that are involved in this matter.
You have a problem with the MP?
The MP must not go alone. Collins Duada must be hauled before the court.
Oh, how?
The defense intelligence who first appeared on the site. Because remind you, and let me here declare, that in the same way that Adam has a very close relationship with Kwaku Addo, I have a serious relationship with Kennedy Agyapong. In fact, he was my senior at Prempeh College. And if you are talking about the 3 top military officers who are so honest, in fact, he is the only reason why when President Mahama said that we had not fully exhausted the tools available to us and that he was not going to declare a state of emergency, I said, yes, there is hope in NIMOS. Because I know him, and I have said it on this platform,
Kennedy
Agyapong, that if members of this government or within the NDC would allow Kennedy Agyapong to work, we may never get to the point of a state of emergency. Because he's one fine gentleman that holds his integrity at heart. He will never take any bribe from you. All that he knows is that let me do the job. Let's look at the chronology of events. The site, and mind you, last week I wasn't here. I was on the 5 regional tour. We were inaugurating our interim executives. So I went past this very site together with Yabon.
The PDM areas.
It is just by the roadside and very close to a police barrier. I keep telling you that wherever these illegalities are happening, it's very close to a police barrier. They are all complicit. So when we went past there, we saw it and it's like, galamsey at it. Only to learn that this even happened afterwards. We were going to go so. Now, Kennedy Agyapong was originally not going to that very site. He was on his way to go and do what they call reconnaissance. They were on a reconnaissance mission to identify a site that would be used as a permanent station point for NIMOS to deal with issues of galamsey in the Afro region. On his way, he was alerted that something of that sort was happening. And
there was a commotion.
That there was an illegality, the destruction of the environment taking place. So
they were refining the tappings.
Absolutely. So he diverted his troops there, his members there, to go and see what was happening. After all, NIMOS is what? National Anti-Illegal Mining. So if he hears anything, irrespective of whether you were going there or not, you must pass there. And that is the mark of a professional soldier. That's the mark of someone who is ready to die for this country. He went there. He did not strike as a military officer. He decided to engage them, arrested all the guys at site, and asked the operator, the guy that was operating the machine, I have their full report here, to refill the land that they have destroyed. That's a mark. I mean, he deserves a national order.
Kennedy
Agyapong deserves it. So when they started refilling the environment, so at a point, he asked one of them to call the owner of the site. The first person to appear after that call was the defense intelligence assigned to Afro. That's why I say he must also be hauled to the court. They said they should call the court. The site owner, the first person to come is defense intelligence. I keep telling you that it is the politicians and people that you call honorables in society.
You are saying that
is the reason why we are not dealing with
when he requested for
the owner of the site.
It was the defense intelligence
assigned person that came.
The representative.
He came to identify himself to Kennedy Agyapong and his team as the defense intelligence person. The next person to come was one Alex. In a range over, arrogant enough, according to the NIMOS. Instructing them here and there. So the Alex is there before the MP came. Now, why did the MP go there? That is why I don't want my brother Adam to take hook, line, and sinker what the MP told him or might have told him. because it will not stand the test of any rigorous legal process unless we want to deal with this issue.
You mean under proper scrutiny?
So first of all, the reason why I said this MP and Collins Addo must be hauled. The MP claims he was called by Collins Addo to go and attend to a business. Now, Collins Addo, I've listened to his account. He claims the first person he called was an assemblyman. If you are an MP of an area and there is a security challenge, do you call assemblyman or you call the commander responsible for the region or the very area that they easily have it?
Boss.
Absolutely. He cannot tell me that he's not oblivious of this fact. That when there is commotion, you call assemblyman. Mind you, in the case of Denjo Obuasi, it was the same assemblyman, a supposed assemblyman, that led to the death of all. He led all the invasions. Instigated and caused the death of Major Mount. Here again, we have assemblyman. The assemblyman claims that he wanted to speak to Kennedy said he wouldn't. It was the reason why Collins Addo called, what's the name, the MP for Executive North to go in. Now, according to NIMOS, and I've seen all the videos associated with this commotion, there is no way in these videos that you see the MP who claimed he went there to ascertain and show peace, calming any nerves. You won't see him in any of the videos calming any nerves. You understand? So that when they got there and he instructed, and mind you, he, the MP, together with his tax, instructed a colonel of the army. Yes.
He's saying that he went there.
Their tax, they shouldn't annoy anybody in this country. Who are the party? Their tax? They think we are joking in this country. Look, I lost my sister only last Sunday. And one of the reasons why I lost my sister at Kolebu last Sunday is because of the effects of galamsey. And here, let me thank all the medical staff of Kolebu. The emergency unit, Dr. Donya, Dr. Atakli, Dr. What's the name? Angela Wood, for a yeoman job, though my sister did not survive. So if you come here and we are dealing with issues of galamsey, nobody must try to deal with it. Collins Addo, the MP that went to the site, decided to instruct, together with the staff, an army officer, a colonel, assigned by the state to release the people that he had arrested.
You mean he instructed?
He instructed. Yeah, he instructed Keneboa. Can you imagine? They had their guns on, but Keneboa.
Who told you that?
I haven't. I just told you that Keneboa is a very close friend. I have got him briefing. Me, I don't lie in anything. I have got him proper briefing. The MP, together with the staff, instructed him to release the guys. He said, no, I won't. But rather, I'll follow procedure. I want to send these people to police station. Listen to a professional person. He did not say he was sending them to Accra, but he was sending them to police station so that they go and deal with the police. It was there that they violently took the handcuff keys and freed the guys. You understand? You have done this and you are being told that what? You were there to make peace. Make peace to who? Make peace. If you are an MP and you hear that there is something illegal.
Is an MP, the explanation I also got yesterday was that he is an MP of...
Asante North?
No, a neighboring constituency who was passing through Asante South, right?
Yes.
To a funeral. So he saw the commotion. Mind you, you say the thing is at the roadside.
Yes.
And so you see the commotion.
No, he said he did not see the gathering. He was called. He said he was going to a funeral. He was called by Collins Addo to attend to a business because Collins Addo claims he had called the assemblyman. The assemblyman could not deal with the issue, so he had to call him. And I'm asking Collins Addo that if there is a commotion in your constituency, do you call the district commander or you call an assemblyman? What is he talking about? You see, we do all these things to ourselves.
Well, but the president has ordered for
fantastic. I have said whether or not our democracy will survive entirely rests on President Mahama. I'm telling you, he must not take it lightly because a lot of things are going wrong and he has time with destiny to shape this country. He has time with destiny to fix it. And that is where I agree with Adam on the fact that ever since this matter came out, at least I've heard from Nupenu, I've heard Eric J. all condemn it. You see, when you are a political party, there is no way in any political party's constitution that says that you have to ask to go and engage in galamsey to enrich yourself. Why is that them not engaging in galamsey? Why is that them not being accused this morning? But Kwaku Addo, they mobilized the tax for a military officer to say, I was saved by the mercy of God. It must worry you. If a military officer is claiming that the mercies of God saved him, then how much more you and I? The people went to the side with ammunition, arms. with arms. You have just been told by the Interior Minister that all the election violence and then deaths associated with elections are coming from confusion from both sides. People go to sides with arms, so their lives were threatened. But I'm happy this morning that NIMOS have not lost hope, because I have just seen that in spite of what happened to Kennedy and his team, they have gone ahead to arrest 7 Chinese in Zima area only yesterday. And so there is hope. But this administration must not, we know all the machinations that people, the backbiting on Kennedy, that he must be removed. If there is anything that I can say, that I would want to congratulate the minister, the sector minister, that is Abakofi, is the ample support that he's giving to the NIMOS. If we are able to support them, forget about your politics, Ghana will make a headway. And these politicians must be told that this country does not belong to them. It belongs to all of us. You cannot destroy the environment and think that you are honorable. I will end it here.
Quite interesting there. But so we know that investigations are ongoing. There was a bill condition. That bill condition was met, 150,000 as it is. And so the MP is on bill. And you're saying that Collins Duada also should be...
He has immediately, he said he went there on the instructions of Collins Duada. And this is...
Well, the police will have to investigate.
No, but Rola, it's very easy. Yeah, this investigation must not travel long. First of all, you go to MTN or whichever telcos. They spoke on phone. You have their call records. You see, we create the impression as though it's too difficult. When we want to embellish it or cover things, they will say investigations. Go to MTN or Tigo, you get all the call records and hear the voices, whether or not Collins Duada was advising him to just pass there, or he was instructing him to get tax. Then we are okay to go. Not because someone is spoiled, but in terms of the speaker's order. May I have said that until the speaker brings the perpetrators of those commotion in parliament, you understand? You know, they destroy some equipment and furniture and the microphones. Parliamentarians, the speaker assured us that indeed he was going to bring all of them together and surcharge members of parliament that destroyed these equipment and then facilities. As we speak, have you heard anything out of it?
No.
So ever since the speaker checking out that any directives he gives, I take it as one of those political talk. Unless until those that were seen on television destroying state properties brought to book, I don't take anything that he says.
All right. Okay, so Adam, at the end of the day, the president is being applauded to be allowing the law to work.
Yes.
And what really, just in 2 minutes, is the opinion among you members of parliament on this subject matter as well?
Roland, I have already explained to you that the fact that government is allowing the due process to be followed, the fact that Mr. Speaker has given permission to the law enforcement agencies to even arrest the NP and arraign him before court, because per our constitutional provisions, before you can arrest a member of parliament, especially when he is on a parliamentary duty, you need to write to the speaker to seek permission. We have granted all that, and we have allowed the institutions to work. And we have asked that let the investigations continue. The gentleman has been arraigned before court. My colleague, the MP, he is before court. He will have his day in court. He has his lawyers. He will go and defend himself. I don't see why we are in a hurry
to condemn,
to convict the gentleman when you don't know all the facts. So Solo saying, Zato saying it's Kweku Annan's story and all of that. Look. If there is anyone on this panel this morning who does not even have the moral authority to comment on the fight against galamsey, this is Dr. Zato. You have no moral authority.
Well, how do you mean?
Look, even when people were caught on video, taking bribes in order to give concessions,
you mean
and engage in illegal mining,
issue a statement to
them? You don't remember that audio, that video? When they met as party executives to discuss how to entrench galamsey.
But Zato was not in government at the time.
Whether he was in government, he is here representing the MPP. So he cannot.
But he was not in government at the time.
He does not even have the moral authority to talk about galamsey. I am saying that the NDC and the NDC government, led by President Mahama, has shown enough commitment to the fight against galamsey. And I am confident that if indeed the MP is guilty of the things he is accused of, nobody in government will shield him, if indeed he is guilty. But you don't expect me to come and pronounce him guilty. Like I said, I am working with the account from his side. But like I said again in my statement or in my submissions, he will have his day in court because I am not the judge. So I am saying that the government, the fact that the government has permitted for investigations to go on, for the gentleman to be arrested, even the bail conditions, even we as members of parliament on the majority side, we may disagree with the terms, but we are allowing the institutions to work. That should tell you that we are different. You in the MPP, especially you, Dr. Zato, you have no moral authority to talk about galamsey, because if there is any government,
you are saying that because they didn't issue a statement on the
who decided to give Akonta Mining and Co. Who decided to give our forest reserves for galamsey? Who decided to give our forest reserves?
No, but
look, Roland, over the last 10 months,
don't make a right.
Yes, and we are correcting the mess.
Give me the same time to
we are correcting the mess. We are correcting the mess. Roland, before, let me put something on record. Before the NDC came into office, there were 9 forest reserves in this country that were declared red zones that security could not enter because they were captured by galamseyers. Today, all those 9 forest reserves have been recaptured by this government. They have been reclaimed. That should tell you that we've made steady progress in the fight against galamsey. So, we will allow the law to work. If indeed the MP is guilty, the law will deal with him. If the MP is not guilty as well, the law will set him free.
No, that's your 3 minutes.
What I've said is that, and I'm still saying it, I understand your tribulation and understand the difficulty you have today. Your best friend has been caught in the jaws of the law. You are sitting here this morning trying to use some revisionist history to whitewash him.
He hasn't said it.
Revisionist to whitewash him. I can understand that. I can understand the difficulty you are having to sit here to understand that the person you called your best friend created conditions to allow a kernel of the Ghana Armed Forces to say that he nearly escaped by the tune of his life. I can understand the situation you have now to say that somebody who clearly defied the orders of the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, you are sitting down here to do that. I can understand your reputation. I can understand your difficulty. But Ghanaians know. The soldiers who went, they know. The soldiers who nearly lost their life know. They understand. The soldiers in the barracks who've seen their command, they cannot do this. They understand. The men and women, the noble men, the other noble men and women in parliament have seen this and they are bowing their head in shame. I'm surprised this morning you're not bowing your head in shame for these shameful, callous, wicked acts of one MP. I'm sure this morning you are not here apologizing for this, for the impudence, for the temerity, and for the arrogance and lawlessness of a member of parliament. I'm happy that this morning you are sitting down here trying to tell us some Kweku Annan quack story that we don't know.
But what did the MP do that made him arrogant?
The point is this. The point, yes, to be able to go and face a kernel of the Ghana Armed Forces on duty, even if you believe the narration that Solomon gave you, to go and tell a colonel how to do his work, to go and tell a colonel who has handcuffed people respecting their human rights, and to tell him to do his work, how dare you? Who born you? With what? What makes you think that you know how to do this more than a colonel of the Ghana Armed Forces who is carrying out legal and legitimate commands from the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces? What makes you think that? That's the arrogance, that's the impotence, that's the lawlessness. My point is that, no.
There's a clarion, it looks like, positional opinion on the table, that it looks like the government and the president allows for rule of law to work. And so, well, his MP has been implicated in this. Indeed, a second one who is out of town or was out of town at the time has been implicated as well. He says investigations to continue. So there's commendation. A minute.
The point I'm making is this: at the end of the day, this case.
Do you think that commendation of allowing law and order, prosecution of even stated individuals who are aligned to the governing party and government to go on is good?
Of course, it's good.
Okay.
I'm not running away from that.
Thank you.
And this is what I'm. This is the point I'm making. Oh, you started. Good.
Okay, thank you very much. Please. So what do you think needs to be done quickly as possible, especially from the point of the speaker as well, in Parliament, to caution those members of Parliament who could be in some of those areas which are very much galamsey prone?
I mean, a lot of them are in there. If you go to the galamsey constituencies, I keep telling you that galamsey is done by big men in society. And so the MPs there, they came to power through assistance of some of these galamsey. That's why the galamseys are embodied. And if we are a serious country and want to rid this canker, we must go back to the basis and revisit the issue of how we finance or fund our political activities. That is what is fueling all this. If you look at the chronology of events, the people were emboldened, the site owner, the so-called Alex and the defense intelligence, they were emboldened because they thought they have everybody in the district at their disposal. I keep telling you that if you go to an area and there is galamsey, the commander there has to be sacked. The police commander for the district has to be sacked. The what do you call the NIB person has to be arrested. The what's the name? National security person has to be arrested. The DC has to be sacked, and I've even included the member of parliament must be surcharged because you see these things every day. Now there is also another twist to it that I will plead of the Zongo chief in Fidium. Please.
We're told
he should not annoy us. Please. We have gone beyond trivialities. The country, people are dying, Every day people are dying. The number of people dying now is unprecedented. You were not there. You were not at the scene. You didn't observe anything. You only came into the picture at the police station when tensions had fled. How did you find your voice to all of a sudden issue a statement that the MP did not cause the mob to come? How? Chief, wait, my friend. We are serious this morning. So, Chief, you just rest somewhere. It is a fact that the soldiers' lives were threatened. It's a fact that Kenebua's Hilo speaker has been destroyed, vandalized beyond repairs. It is a fact that the Zongo chief himself, his car was vandalized. On what basis, again, do you come and say that something that you were not there, you say the MP does not have anything to do? Now, finally, let me thank the president for also allowing some of these processes to go on, but to let him understand that there are a lot of elements within his party and government that wish this fight on galamsey is never won. And these people within that party, they have collaborators in the MPP. They do business together. I'm very surprised that Bawumia has not released the video that he has of MPP, NDC, people collaborating on galamsey matter. I'll call my friend Bawumia, the Accra FM producer, to release that video so that we see people for who they are. We see them for what they are doing to this country, that they don't care.
All right.
And until we have genuine people like Kenebua and his team at NIMOS, this country may never end this galamsey.
All right, this one's coming from Safer. It says Dr. Zato and the MPP are currently sweating and clutching at straws. They are looking for the first scandal to crucify the NDC. And it's good that investigations are ongoing. And Sir Charles Elho says that I was surprised one of my best panelists, Solo, could not appropriate the security services and the government did not comment for swift action taken on this matter. And
why do you praise the president? What have you done?
Okay, Zah, good morning. Master Planner Junior says that great submission by Dr. Zato. Always a pleasure listening to him with fact and figures analysis, and see how Edem is sweating in the air condition. Naimos fuompo na galamsey for hunaman.
I don't know the best.
Oh, Master Planner.
Okay.
Master Planner, support my regards to him.
Master Planner.
He's very consistent.
Money says NDC will regret if they don't use these two MPs as scapegoats by getting them prosecuted for the right reasons. The law is the law. And then I have Fortune. Fortune Eliklim says, let Dr. Zato know that the current government is 1,000,000 times better than the MPP government. If all these beautiful ideas were there, why didn't he say it in the past? The swift action taken by the government shows the NDC government is more than serious to prosecute its own if they are wrong. And that is a good departure from what existed over the last 8 years.
What we've just heard today is perfectly captured as revisionist. And I like the revisionist whitewashing of your friend. And I like that. And I just like where you just ended now. You were not there to say something. You are questioning Erasmus Asare Donko's version, but you were not there. You believe everything your personal friend said. That is the classical example of whitewashing. And I've seen that attempt to whitewash this guy.
You're saying that he believes
he just said it. No,
there's second-hand information from
he believes what his friends
from
say,
the MP,
but he doesn't believe what
he doesn't believe the second information from
yes. So typical, very, very, very typical. But look, there's something I have to do. Before I come to the very issue, there's a hero and there's a patriot we have not acknowledged in this whole issue. And I think it is important that when things like this happen, we do that to give people the opportunity.
Who is a hero? Who is a patriot?
Colonel Dominic Bua is the director of operations at NAMO.
You called him, he's your friend?
No, I don't know, I've never met him. There's a story on Ghana where he said, I survived by the mercy of God. Apparently, he was the man leading these things when it happened. This is a colonel of the Ghana Armed Forces saying that he survived by the mercy of God. He had other soldiers with him. He had a gun, and I'm sure the other soldiers had guns. There was a marauding mob besieging them. And I'm sure he would have remembered that a mob killed Mahama.
That's Major Mahama?
Major Mahama.
So whose account? Are you, is this Erasto's account or MP's account? Which one are you narrating here?
Saying there's a story in Ghana by this colonel saying that he survived by the mercy of God. And I'm now telling you that's where I want to start. This man is a hero. The soldiers he went to there are heroes. They are patriots. And they have demonstrated impeccable leadership. The Ghana Armed Forces should be proud of what these soldiers did. The Ministry of Defense should be proud of them. They should celebrate them. Because if you have soldiers well armed on an operation and they have been attacked by a marauding mob and nobody fired a gun, none of the soldiers fired a gun, none of the soldiers shot anybody, but they were able to handle this, even though you have the colonel saying that his life, he survived by the mercy of God. These are the perfect examples of leadership in Ghana. These are the men and women we want to be represented in the uniform in this country. I salute you, Colonel, this morning. And I pray that we have more leaders like you. We have more soldiers like you. Who will always show professionalism, patriotism, and dedication to duty in the work of doing. We salute you. Your story has been buried. Your stories have been buried because there's a politician. Your story has been buried because there are people running around whitewashing what the politicians have done. But I think that yours should be told, because you've told us that you can be professional, you can be ethical, and you can do the right thing. I'm happy with that. Secondly, if you come back to these real issues, the actions of this MP is the classical examples of impudence, of arrogance, of lawlessness, and of politics. He did this because he knew he could get away with it.
Adam says it's an allegation.
He did this because he knew that nothing can be done to him. He did this because he saw somebody saying he saw what's his name? The NDC national organizer and the youth organizer were elected. He saw that.
None of the videos saw doing what you are like.
Adam.
No, I'm telling you, use the word alleged. No. He didn't pass Adam. Let me use the word alleged. That's what I'm asking.
Adam. Please, let's establish the ground rules again, which I know you're very conversant with. Again, let me restate or reiterate that when you were speaking, Zato was not disrupting. Yeah. And you held the position that your friend and then also your colleague, the MP, was innocent because he never committed the action. Yes. But you are happy that the president and even the speaker has triggered all the processes, agencies, and quasi-judicial bodies to be able to investigate this, and that the law should take its course. Is that not your position?
Yes.
Okay. He also holds a position that he has a conviction based on accounts, and he uses the Ghana web story, Erasto's own second information, as you want to call it, to again buttress his point. And so, Adam,
go ahead.
Please, you have 2 minutes to wrap up. Dr. Zato.
Anyway, the actions...
Should I bring you water? Because he's disrupting you. Please go ahead.
The actions and inactions of this MP could only come from somebody who has seen that the justice system in this country is tailored to favor him and his party members. It could only come from somebody who's coming from a place of impudence, of arrogance, and the temerity to lead people to go against the Ghana Armed Forces, operating on the lawful instructions from the commander-in-chief. For me, it is sometimes it's the reason, sometimes it's the motivation behind it. Sometimes it's the idea that the person even thought that he could do this, and two, he could get away with it. That is behind this. And for me, as I said, I'm happy. There are certain things. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I applaud you this morning for what you've done. But I'm surprised that this guy has not yet been referred to the Privileges Committee of Parliament. Because I can believe that if anybody else had done this at County Parliament, the person would have been referred to the Privileges Committee to do this. I'm also disappointed that the National Democratic Congress, as a corporate entity, has not issued any formal statement, either to condemn this or to support this. So far, I don't know the position of the National Democratic Congress, and it's important. Because see, we have all been told that the reason why galamsey cannot be solved is because of powerful politicians behind galamsey. That there are very, 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 very powerful politicians behind it. If we don't start disowning these politicians, we are only festering the problem. If we don't start telling these politicians that you do not belong to us, we are festering this problem. So for me, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that nobody in the party has decided that let's issue a statement also as a sign to other politicians in this area. Formally.
But don't you think the party would have been putting the cart before the horse when they know that apart from key individuals, because I've seen Eric J, a number of criticism also being publicly, which are on social media.
My position is that
key leaders
the
of the
party as a corporate entity.
But investigations are supposed to be conducted, then they can issue a statement.
The party as a corporate entity has missed an opportunity to send a very loud message to all its members that they will not countenance with galamsey. The party as a corporate entity has failed to tell everybody that their position is this and that if you do galamsey, you are on your own. They didn't do that. And thirdly, look, whatever we do, what I know is that at the end of the day, there will be ways and means of making sure that this thing ends a natural death. This thing may go the way of other things that have gone. I have no power over that. But what I know is that Ghanaians are beginning to see a narrative. And the NPP, the idea was that the government and the NPP was protecting Akonta mining. The government and the NPP was protecting other people, other politicians. Every member of the civil society of the opposition will immediately quote the Professor Boateng report as if it was the Bible or the Quran. Yes, and rightly so. Because all that went to indicate that powerful people, powerful politicians, both in government, were enabling or assisting galamsey. Today, it's a similar thing. Mr. President, you have a very excellent opportunity here as a case study to firmly put your imprints on this galamsey thing. To firmly let us know what will happen. I want to see how far this issue goes because it has the potential of what? Weakening the morale of NEMUS. It has the potential of undermining the strict commands of the commander-in-chief to the soldiers and to NEMUS to do their work. It has the potential of saying that if you are powerful and strong, and if the party has your backing, you can get away with anything in the galamsey side. So I want to see, let's treat this case as a case study, a case study. We will follow. The skepticism in me says that nothing will happen, but the patriotism in me says that let's continue to see how it goes.
Roland, back to the issue of galamsey and my colleague, the Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo, who is currently before court for his alleged involvement in some acts that sought to undermine the operations of NIMOS, or operations of the anti-galamsey task force that we have in place. Let me, even before delving into the issue, register the fact that yes, the Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Addo is a very good friend of mine, one of my colleagues in Parliament. We are all backbenchers, and because he's quite young, we go along quite well. He's a very good friend. I have known him for many years, even before we entered Parliament, because I was Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NDC, and so I've worked with him across his constituency and in the Bono, the Ahafo regions and all of that. Having known him and the kind of person he is, I was surprised when I heard the news, or I read some of those things on social media, because he's one of the young people that I easily can vouch for as somebody who will not engage in any act of illegality to the extent of even mobilizing thugs or people to go and attack 9 months. And so when I heard it, the first thing I said was we needed to verify and hear his side of the story. I quickly sent him a text message. I called him and he denied flatly all the allegations leveled against him, and he raised some very critical issues. And listening to him, the matter is before court, and so I cannot pass judgment. But listening to him and the facts as are available to us now, I believe that the young MP did not commit the acts that he was accused of. I believe. I'm saying that I don't want to go, but listening to him, that's what I said, because I don't know what facts the prosecution team has against him in court. But listening to him and how he narrated the incident, this may appear to be a coincidence of a sort. And Roland, let me tell you something. As a member of parliament, it is very easy for any of us as MPs to fall into such circumstances or such coincidence. Very easy. Especially if you are operating or as a member of parliament, you are very responsive to the people. I will tell you, give you a typical example. On Monday, we had a sword cutting for an ultramodern ICT lab in Ehi in my constituency. So the constituents believed, or some imagined, we with Prof. Double, the one that the Charity Galley Foundation is leading. After the sword cutting, I left Ehi around 5 p.m. that day. Around 9 p.m., I got calls from Ehi that there was some mob action in the community because a gentleman has stabbed his friend, he stabbed somebody to death, and the youth thought that the police could not handle the case. So the same community. If I was in the constituency, maybe I would have driven to the scene to calm the youth down, because as a leader, you expect that they will listen to you. But because right after the program, I left for Accra, I was not around, so I told them I wasn't around. I called the police and asked them to maintain peace and order and all of that. As we speak, the gentleman who was stabbed is no more. The one who allegedly committed the offense was also beaten to pulp, and many other. It was quite chaotic. Now, naturally, when there are incidents of this nature, instead of reporting to the police, the people's first resort is their political leaders.
Really?
So, yes, and that is the reality on the ground. I don't know about Dr. Zato, but the truth is that if there is...
They call you guys first?
They call us first. Roland, if there is any chaos anywhere in our constituencies, look, I can tell you, you can conduct a research. More than 90% of our constituents may not even have the contacts of the police, or may not even know which numbers to call to get to the police. So even when there is an accident, when there is any chaos, there is fire, we the political leaders become the first point of call. And so if you are around, it is possible that, like he said, he was traveling for a funeral and he used the community. He was just trying to bring calm. Like I said, I don't want to go into the merits of the case before it is before court. But in all of these things, Roland, there are 3 things that I think that we must focus on, that should be a lesson, that should tell you again that the NDC is different. Number 1.
Which are those?
Number 1, here is a member of parliament, part of the NDC, his party is in power. But see how swiftly the party has allowed for the institutions of the state, the courts, to work. In fact, some of us disagreed with the bail conditions that the judges gave. But here is our member. His party is in power. The president did not shield him. The party chairman did not shield him. Mr. Speaker did not shield him. And the party has allowed and said, let the gentleman be taken through due process for him to prove his innocence. That tells you that the NDC is substantially different, because under the NPP, we didn't witness this level of political commitment.
Oh, Charles Bissell, etc. They were all investigated.
Even when there was a video evidence against Charles Bissell, he was cleared. He was cleared. Roland, look.
OSP investigated.
Roland,
we have
this could not have happened under the NPP, that their sitting member of parliament will be hauled before court in this swift manner. When did the issue happen? Over the weekend. And yesterday was Tuesday. Speaker had granted permission, the party leadership had agreed, and the gentleman went to court. First thing we have to notice, it tells me that my party, my government is committed to the fight against galamsey. And my party is so law-abiding that regardless of your status, regardless of your position within the party, when you are seen as an impediment in our fight against galamsey, the party is ready to deal with you. Yes, the gentleman will have his day in court, but the way the party has handled, the way the government has handled this issue should give us some confidence that we are substantially different.
Adam, when you spoke to your friend, you say he's your friend.
Very good friend.
Apart from being a colleague, he's your friend.
Yes, he's my friend.
Did you ask him whether he brought tax or people?
He denied bringing tax, and he told me.
So the people, who made the eyewitness or hearsay report are lying.
He was traveling with his vice chairman and his driver, and basically when you are going for a friend, you can even see from his outfit that the gentleman was on his way, and that part of the, where the thing happened was not even in his constituency. But this, I mean, that's what he told me.
So wait, he took keen interest.
I have no reason to doubt him.
So he took keen interest in the matter which he's not.
Roland, that is his neighboring.
A constituent
that is
MP.
Your neighboring constituency. Roland, if I am going to Ketu North and something is happening in Akachi, I will not say because I am not Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, so I will just ignore and leave. So it happens. There are many times that sometimes our colleague MPs will come to your constituency, face a situation, solve the problem before they will even communicate to you. Recently, there was an accident in my constituency involving a constituent of Afram Place, so Honorable Peli Walasi. After we resolved the issue, he quickly called and said, "Oh, those people were my people." It happens all the time, Roland. And so there is nothing wrong if an MP decides to intervene in a situation in his neighboring constituency. Like I said, he will have his day in court. But with the accounts that the Honorable Kweku Addo gave me, I have no reason to doubt him at all that he is not, but he will prove that in court. I am not the court. Roland, the second thing we should take notice of, see how quickly NDC leaders went after the gentleman, even when they did not hear his side of the story. Appointees of this government, communicators of the government, see how NDC leaders, including even MPs, went after the gentleman. It tells you one thing, that as a party, as a government, we are willing to put our all in this fight against galamsey. And so we will not tolerate any acts of subordination, any acts that seems to undermine that fight. It tells you that we will not say because the person is an NDC member, the person should be shielded. But let me bring you back to something. Recall, earlier this year, on your platform, Edu Jitameklu, who now has NPA, mentioned it here and sent this warning to the NDC members that when you are caught in any situation of galamsey, be rest assured that President Mahama and the NDC will not shield you. And that is what we have demonstrated. And Roland, the third thing is that Parliament really has allowed for proper separation of powers in this matter. When the issue was reported, our leadership did not shield him. The majority leader, chief whip, all of them, they have been involved in the case. They've allowed for the gentleman to go. He was with the police yesterday. When they granted him bail, it took some time for him to be able to gather the sureties, even though some of us disagree with the bail conditions. Well, how can you say, for example, that a gentleman cannot travel out of Greater Accra when his constituency is not here? He is a member of parliament. The fact that you are investigating him or you are taking him to court does not mean you should stop him from doing his parliamentary work. So tomorrow, if there is a forum, if there is a program in his constituency, he cannot go because he's going to court. He's not going to travel out of this country or run away or anything like that. So even though we disagree, we have seen that institutions are working. We have seen that the NDC is truly committed to the fight against galamsey. And I wish my brother Ebenezer Kweku Addo well. I met him again yesterday after they granted him bail. And he is so confident that he is innocent. And I pray that he will have his day in court to prove his innocence on account of what he has told us.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.